Hey there, Sart here. Again, you can probably hear in my voice, I am fighting a bug. So sadly, this will probably be the only video that I do today that has any kind of vocals, but I wanted to do my step-up pulls for you guys. I'm only doing the step-up for the vision card. I am not going all the way to pity for Duane. Personally, I don't need him. He's a very very strong unit. Don't get me wrong. He's incredibly strong in Clash of Wills, and even outside of Clash of Wills, he's got one unique ability that could potentially be very very useful outside of Clash of Wills. But I don't think I need him, and he's not limited, so I'll be happy just to pick up his shards on the step up banner, and then if I off banner him later on, then that's fine. It is what it is. I will do just a quick review because he doesn't have a whole lot going on in his kit. Okay, so first of all, his TMR is a helm with 65 attack. Also gives him 500 flat stats. So if you don't have any of the Clash of Wills gear, his helmet is really great on him. His sword also gives him 500 flat stats. It is single-handed because he's a dual-wield unit, and you want him to dual-wield because he has the 8 times chain cap. His sword gives him 500 attack. Some killers, which is really, really nice. And then it gives an Extreme Nova chain, which can be useful for like support units. So for this reason alone, you might want to pick up multiple copies of this. Even though the flat stats don't stack, they're not stackable, so you don't want 2 of them for Duane. You want to put something else on him, unless it's the highest attack sword that you have. But you could put like the Dark Visions single-handed sword, which has like 286 attack or something on it. That would be the better offhand slot, because that doesn't stack. But you might want to pick up multiple copies of this for this ability. It's not very strong. It's only like 1,000 times effective modifier, but you put this on a support unit and you have Extreme Nova chains. And this is the first permanent form of Extreme Nova chains that can be put on any unit, right? So previously all we had was like Lone Swordsman card, which is limited, Eye of the Dragon, which is limited, and Lightning Fast Legend, which is also limited. So this is the first permanent source of Extreme Nova chaining that can be given to any unit. All right, there's no restriction on this except for, of course, they have to be able to wield a sword, which you can put equip sword or Fryevia's TMR on anybody, and they can equip this and are ready to go. So it's a nice ability, and for that reason, definitely I would recommend moogling multiple copies of this. Maybe not more than 2, because really, I mean, like, are you gonna need? I don't know. You probably won't need more than 2 copies, but an extra copy for a support unit on the squad is really nice. Do keep in mind it is single target. Most Extreme Nova chains are AoE, but this one's only single target, so do keep that in mind. As for his Limit Burst, this is what you'll be using in Clash of Wills to do his main damage. It is a tag team Extreme Nova chain, which is really nice. Comes with a 35% sword imperil, also very, very nice. Flaring Ether Rain has a 40% sword imperil. So, Flaring Ether Rain has him beat a little bit there. But in Clash of Wills, Duane will do more damage than Flaring Ether Rain in Clash of Wills, just because he has a much higher LB modifier. You see it goes up to 575 times modifier at 100%, at 200% morale. And if you do his SLB before his LB, it adds another 100 times modifier for a 675 times effective LB modifier in Clash of Wills, which is quite strong. And he's got great base stats and a lot of static attack, so he's definitely going to hit hard in Clash of Wills. I believe he's been currently calced as the top damage dealer, assuming that he's got all the best gear, BIS, and all that stuff. And the fact that it's a tag chaining Extreme Nova chain is really, really nice. So yeah, he's going to be strong in Clash of Wills. Now the thing is, that's pretty much all he does. He's just strictly a damage dealer. He doesn't have a whole lot else going for him outside of just dealing damage. You see, he's got 2 imbues. You can imbue him with fire. That's his main element, with 135% imperil, 60% fire amps for 5 turns, not dispellable, which is very, very nice. Oftentimes these amps come and they can be dispelled. This one is not dispellable, so it's nice to see that. He can also imbue himself with dark, because he is a Dark Knight after all, but it is his weaker element. So weaker in peril, weaker amps, but, you know, it's still there in case you need him to go dark. But fire is his main element because he has a Magnus ability which does the 150% fire amp. So if you can go fire, you definitely want to go fire with this guy, and you'll use that amp for the big burst, right? And he's got all these different chaining skills. They're all tag chaining too, which is really, really nice. They all fill up his LB. So the idea is, you know, you do his SLB, and then you fill up his LB with like Hellfire Infusion and maybe one of these other skills that does 20 LB fill, and then you do his LB the turn after that. Therein lies an issue with Duane though, because he is an SLB unit. You are kind of hamstrung by the fact that he needs to have, you know, a certain EX level if you want to do his big burst on a certain turn. So he really wants to be EX3 to get an optimal rotation. It depends on when your burst is. If you're bursting on turn 5, you definitely want an EX3 Duane. There's just, yeah, there's no getting around that, and that really sucks. Like that type of design, I just can't really get behind. I don't like that, where, you know, you are, it's kind of like A2. So he's a lot like A2 in that sense, and I don't like that. So that's one reason why I'm kind of hesitant to say, you know, he's a must pull or anything like that, because I don't think he is. Now, if you're really struggling, you don't have any good DPS units, he is a good pickup because he's not limited, he's not premium, but he's extremely strong damage dealer. He's got a lot of these other weird abilities, and they're all very, very selfish. They're like buffs to himself. He has a lot of interesting passives that activate when you reduce his HP, and a lot of his moves reduce HP. Like this one reduces by 25%, and the idea is you want to like activate all these different passives by lowering his HP past a certain point. And I think, which one is it? Is it this one that has all those passes? I want to see which one it is, actually. Defying Death, maybe. So when HP is below, yeah. So he gets a bunch of buffs. He buffs himself if you go below 80% attack and defense reduction resistance. If he passes below 80%, he gets an HP barrier if his HP goes below 30%, which is kind of nice. And then one of the cooler ones is he gets a 160% Omni Killer if his HP goes below 30%. And then he also gets some HP restore per turn if he goes below 30%. So the idea is you just want to try and drop his HP down below 30%, and then yeah, he gets like all these nice little buffs. But yeah, that could also be an issue if you drop him down, but then you don't have any way to heal him. He could potentially die. So yeah, just keep that in mind. He does get the 8 times chain cap. You see, this is the dual limit boost, regardless of chain limit. Here's the usual 6 times chain cap. This is your 8 times chain cap. He has to be dual wielding for that to activate, so keep that in mind. This Magnus ability is rechargeable. Yay. Haven't seen a rechargeable Magnus in a while. It recharges by using his SLB. Keep that in mind. It is triple mirror of equity frames, which is nice because we've got a lot of strong JP premium units that use triple mirror of equity, like Flaring Ether Rain. And it's got a pretty significant modifier. You see, it's, you know, you've got all these mods, in each part. It's a 3-part with each one with a very strong modifier that is 50% ignore defense, which means you can effectively double all of those modifiers. And if you total them all up, it gets like a 3050 times modifier. And you can use this on turn 1. It is a tag chaining, so you don't even need to have another Mirror of Equity chainer with you, but you would want it, obviously, to ramp up the chain. But this is a very strong ability, and is going to be probably, you're going to see this a lot in like first turn knockout clears. This is going to be a very strong attack for just knocking things out quickly. This is also the ability you will use on him if you bring him into Dark Visions. because his limit burst modifier outside of Clash of Wills is quite low. Even with the 100 times mod buff, it's only like a 375 modifier outside of Clash of Wills. That's not very strong. So you want to use this ability in events like Dark Visions or Trials or whatnot. Okay, so keep that in mind. And I mean, that's honestly pretty much all it is. He's got like all these mitigations, but they're only for himself. He's very, very selfish unit. And so, yeah, there's not really much else to say about him. He's just a really strong physical damage dealer. All of his attacks are tag chains, which is kind of nice. So he's very self-sufficient as a damage dealer, but he's not really providing anything to the party, with the exception of, where is it? Paragon of Darkness. That's not the one that I want. Is it Power Through? No, that's his self one. Why does it show the one? Where's the one that he gets in Clash of Wills? Why doesn't it show that? Ah, here we go. Arcane Supplementation. This is the one that he gets in Clash of Wills that does the 450% full buff, 350% LB damage buff. These are currently the highest in the game, so he's sort of going to start this new trend of 450% buffs, 350% LB damage buffs. So, you know, he's the first to get these, so, you know, you can say, oh, he's got the best buffs in the game, but rest assured, we're probably going to start seeing these now a lot more often, especially in Clash of Wills units going forward. Do keep in mind his leader skill is only 300%, but it's to all Clash of Wills category units, which means he is the only person that will buff near units currently, and he's the only person that can buff Cloud currently. So do keep that in mind. All right. And that's pretty much it for Duane. Like I said, not a whole lot else going on in this kit. You know, I don't need a super strong damage dealer in Clash of Wills. I've got plenty of damage dealers, and so I really don't need another one. But I do really want the Vision card, because the Vision card looks quite nice. It's got 100% to 3 different killers, and it has a chaining move. It's a 2000 times modifier similar to Lone Swordsman, but it's triple Mirror of Equity frames. And again, considering that there are a lot of strong units with Mirror of Equity coming out, like Flaring Ether Rain, it's going to be great on support units that might need to chain with Flaring Ether Rain. For those of you that missed out on Lone Swordsman, you know, I've used it in a lot of different scenarios, either as a support chain or as, you know, an alternative to actually dealing decent damage. Like, you know, you put it on an attacker that just doesn't have a good modifier, and you just bump up their attack a lot, and they can actually dish out some decent damage as a support unit. So I'm definitely going for the card. So let's go ahead and let's do these step ups and see what we get. If I get a Duane, great. If not, I'll pick up the shards and hope I off banner him somewhere down the line. All right, let's get to it. Alright, let's see how we go. Alright, Rainbow. I'll let them drop if they're a Neo Vision. I'm not going to let them drop if it's just a Rainbow. Okay. Well, maybe one of these will upgrade. Nope. Alright. So far, so good. Not surprised at all there. Not surprised at all. Alright, so this one's not a guaranteed right now. We don't start the guaranteeds till step 4. Alright. And it's 28,000 lapis for the full step up, just in case you're wondering. Alright. Another Rainbow coming down. Maybe there'll be a Neo in the mix somewhere. Ooh, there's a Neo. Right up on Duane. Can I get a Duane? Can I get a... Lock. Trash. I mean, he's... You can upgrade him for the 90% break, but I've already got him at EX3. He does have that upgradable break for a 90% defense break with full uptime. You may have seen me use it against the Grace of Flame trial, so he does have some potential use if you want to drop 4 crowns into him. But other than that, Lock, not a whole lot of use there for Lock. Not for me personally. Alright, so this is the all rainbow pull. I hate these so much, these all rainbow pulls. Let's see. Let's see what we get. Alright, come on, rainbow. Yep, saw that one coming. Maybe there'll be at least one Neo in the bunch. Oh, yes. Oh my god, Luna Freya. Jeez. Ah, such garbo. Such garbo. Oh my gosh. Come on. Come on. Jeez. Not a good sign. Not a good sign. The two off banner, or the two non-guaranteed Neos so far have been off banner. Not a good sign. Alright, so we get one guaranteed here for sure. Alright. But seeing two non-guaranteed Neos so far does give me a little bit of confidence that we might get another one. So let's see. I'll let this one drop since this one is a guaranteed Neo, and it's always fun to watch those Neo crystals come down. Just the guaranteed, huh? Hey, alright. I mean, I've got her to EX2 already, but, you know, any step closer to EX3 on a premium unit is awesome. And Yuffie is quite strong on Earth teams. She is locked to Earth. So really, you'll never use her unless you're on an Earth team. And you may have seen in, not this past Dark Visions, but the one before, where I was able to use her tag chaining LB to like triple the damage against Ruby Rose. You may have seen that strategy. A few people were using it to get high scores, and so she does have that capability in Dark Visions, but there has to be multiple bosses on the field to really make the most of it. So if we get another Dark Visions like that down the line, Yuffie will probably be seeing some use, so that's always nice. Alright, can I get another one? Oop, nope. That's a low. Alright. So that was actually that was actually a very good guaranteed Neo right there with Yuffie. Even though I already have her to EX2, I'm always happy to get a premium unit. Just because it's very hard to get shards from for premium units. Alright. Come on, come on. Alright, another guaranteed Neo. Will it be Duane? Oh my god, are you kidding me? Wow. It couldn't have been the new Laswell. No, no, don't give me the new, like, the actual good Laswell. Oh, come on. What is this? What are these pulls? Alright. Yeah. Working as intended. Thanks, Goomy. Wow. Alright, last pull. Last pull for the day. This one's for the card. Another guaranteed Neo. 5% chance it'll be Duane. Now, I have pulled the on-banner units with that 5% rate. I got my first Esther that way. I got Flaring Ether Rain that way last week. So, I mean, who knows? Maybe I've got some luck with the guarantees with the 5% rate. We'll find out, huh? Alright, let's do it. Come on. Well, let's go. Okay. Come on. Another new unit. Another strong Earth unit. She's an SLB mage that is locked to Earth. So, I mean, cool, I guess. Again, I'll never say no to new units. I think her fragments might still be in the shop too, so I should be able to get her at least to EX1, which is nice. But yeah, other than that, not a whole lot to say about Roka. Just an SLB Earth Mage. That's about it. But hey, new unit, cool. Would have rather it been Duane, but you know, it is what it is. Alright, maybe I'll get one to break up to a Neo for me, so not looking so good so far. Although getting a lot to break. Nope. Alright, so no luck for me. No Duane. That's alright. I'll get his shards from the coin shop and then just hope that I off-banner him at some point. You know, I've got Flaring Ether Rain. If you didn't go for Flaring Ether Rain, but you have enough Lapis to pity Duane, he's definitely a good pick. So the only reason I'm not going all the way for Duane is because I have Flaring Ether Rain. If I didn't have Flaring Ether Rain, I would probably go ahead and go all the way to pity for Duane. So if that helps you kind of decide whether or not to pull for this guy, like I said, super strong damage dealer, but really doesn't provide anything else. His leader skill is low compared to units like Rain, but with the benefit of being able to buff units like the near units in Cloud if you want to use them in Clash of Wills. So yeah. Oh, actually, you know what? I do have my freebie, I think. Are those still going on? I've got my free 10 pull. Yep, we still got those. So I'll go ahead and do that one just to finish off some pulls here for you guys. All right, and we'll see what we get from this one. Duane is in the pool, so who knows? Might pick him up. All right, nice pretty blue coming down. No Neos, yep, that's not surprising. I think I've gotten maybe like 1 or 2 Neos from these 10 pulls, and they've all been garbage, so those have given me nothing. So anyways, yep. So thank you guys for watching. Like I said, this will probably be the only video today where I have vocals. I need to rest my voice. I'll try to do some clear videos out there. They won't have any vocals or anything, so you won't get my usual walkthrough guides. They'll just be like quick clear guides. But yeah, I'll try and get some clears out to you guys for Clash of Wills, because there's honestly no other content out there. Like, it's literally just Clash of Wills and the story update, and that's pretty much it. So plenty of time to work on that today, and so be on the lookout for those videos coming out. I don't know if I'll get a rank 1 in. I'll start with my FTKO team, and then I'll try like a more budget level 99 clear team for you guys, and then I'll start working on a rank 1 video. So stay tuned. Thank you guys for sticking with me, and I will see you on the other side.